Well, good morning to you all at the garden centre with Mum. I'm keen to try and finish as much of the patio project as I can this coming weekend. It's basically rained every day since I spoke to you last, but they are forecasting blue skies for the foreseeable. So we've just come to the kind of irrigation-y area. I want to get some more of those steel pegs just to prop up that edging that we put in that garden bed on that front patio. I think I just need a few extra pegs. And then we're going to head outside and look at the pots. We've sort of come into the propagating area. Yeah, you'd braced yourself, weren't you? Mama lifted so hard, then she almost fell over. Well, do you reckon just get one or get two? Better to have more than less. So we're in the propagation area because I wanted to get perlite. I want to plant up the mandarin that we unboxed. There's a navel orange in the orchard that is getting moved to the front patio, and I want to plant up those rosemary. And all the research I did basically said that you want to do up because all of those things like really well draining soil. So to use your organic compost, but do a mix of perlite and pine bark mulch. So that's why we picked up 2 bags of these, because I think many things we'll be potting up over the next couple of weeks are going to need that mix. And then we'll head outside and get some pine bark mulch. These are really pretty. The garden centre part. Gosh, so much beautiful stuff. Wow, there's so much colour. How nice are the African marigolds? Chrysanthemums. Oh, the little baby dwarf sunflowers. How nice are they? Look. I've got these. Delphinium. We've got 6 of those at home in the different colours. They're really pretty. Snapdragons. Now, you're not to let me buy any more hydrangeas at this point. I went a little bit hydrangea obsessed, and I've got so many at the moment. I just really want to see how they go throughout the summer period. If they do really well, then next year we could maybe look to add some more, but I want to see if they can survive our summer first. Now, we're not going to talk too much about the orchard refresh, but I do want to get, maybe not today, but I think for the underplanting, I think the Elysiums, and then we'll get a heap of marigolds. Oh, look at these ones. These are so cute. They would be really pretty in the orchard. How rich is this red? They're geraniums, but the red is so vibrant and rich in colour. The camera just cannot even handle it. It's so beautiful. Now for underplanting on the patio, I've got marigolds already at home. We picked those up the other day, but I'm going to get some of these garlic chives. They're supposed to be really good for fruit trees in pots. So I'm going to maybe get 2 punnets of these. So these are the wooden sort of whiskey barrel pots that I want. I want 3 of these. 2 for the citrus on the front patio, and then with the autumn bliss raspberry, I also want to plant it in one of these pots. I think that the wood will just really absorb the heat, and I can also drill some extra holes in the bottom for drainage if I feel it's needed. But we'll do all of that together, and I'll explain all of that sort of as we go. Well, it has been a tense and fraught probably 15 to 20 minutes since I spoke to you last. So Mum's laughing at me. I think I just showed you those wooden pots. Well, those wooden pots are not happening. Basically, all of them were broken, and they are just an inferior pot, unfortunately. So all of my plans basically have to be scrapped. So I I'm spiraling a little bit because anyway, you've just well, anyway, so for immediate solutions, we've got 2 of these fiberglass, like 100% fiberglass pots. I've got this one and I've got another one down here. So this is going to be for the patio. So we'll put the seedless mandarin and the navel orange in these pots on the patio. They'll look gorgeous on the patio. I probably would have liked something with a bit more of like surface area and not as high, but we do what we can. So we're going to get those today, and I'm going to need to have a big rethink about the pots. I need to get some different sized pots in the orchard. I need to get a pot for the autumn bliss raspberry, and then I've got some other trees coming, so I need to have like fruit trees coming, so I need to have a think about what I'm going to do now that those wooden pots are not an option. But anywho, so for today we're going to get these ones. We've just got matching saucers, we've got pot risers, so we sort of sit these in the saucer to lift the pot up out of the water, but I'll show you that when we plant them all up. So anyway, we're gonna head out from here. So we have left Bunnings, and I'm actually heading to do my normal sort of weekly shop at the farm shop, but now, as I said, I'm spiraling about the pots for the orchard situation. Yeah, that would be nice, but it needs to be slightly bigger. Mum's pointing to these ones here. And so we've just come to another nursery on the way to the farm shop, kind of. Just doing a little bit of research on possible options. I'm thinking if I can't get wood pots, maybe to go like a fiberglass. And so I just wanted to sort of see what stock they had here. This is actually quite cool for one of the other projects I've got coming up, but it's maybe a little bit too big. It'd be nice to have something slightly smaller than that. Ooh, these are nice. If that's like a fiberglass. Oh, this little girl's cute. She's got a little basket of kittens and a little puppy. That's quite cute. No pots, but how pretty are all their bonsais. Gosh, the patience, the dedication. So just wandering the garden section, and I wasn't going to do this today, but they have got some really sort of specialist herbs here. That's bee balm. That does get really tall though. Maybe no. For underplanting in the orchard. The orchard's going to have a massive refresh, which I will do with you all. But I wanted to get some really nice sort of herbs for like weed suppression, but also sort of culinary. And they've got thyme, and then they've got the lemon thyme here. Yes. Well, I am home. That was a surprisingly stressful trip to the garden centre. Wow, look at the roses. You know, when you have a plan for something, and you have, you know what you're going to buy, you've got a whole thing, your plan kind of hinges on these items, and then you can't get those items. So it throws the whole plan out. So I will have to pivot and come up with something different, which will be fine. But it's definitely a blessing in disguise, finding out about the pots and that they would basically burst. Much better to know this now before, I'd gotten them home and planted everything up, and we were 3 months down the track. So definitely a blessing to know that now. It's just, yeah, as I said, kind of throwing my plans a little bit into disarray, but I shall pivot and we will find something else, no doubt better, more suitable and better and fit for purpose. Gosh, look at these. Peace, baby. Gorgeous. Oh. And so I was just recentering myself by having a little wander around the garden. Look at these. and I thought I would bring you along with me and we could just kind of check out how everything is going. The kale needs a massive prune back, but look at my eggplant. Look how big he is. Can you see it in there? He's so big. Yay! So excited. And then my purple climbing beans. Look, they've got their first beans. Look at those babies. Look how massive they are. I've got 2 so far, but very early days. And there's heaps of flowers on it. So that's good. So I will be having beans coming through soon, my very own little beans. But I did want to show you 2 particular flowers. This showstopper here. So this is, I'm pretty sure this is a trailblazer hydrangea, but look at that. Look at how she's just opened. Isn't that so pretty? I have never had a hydrangea like this before. I've never even seen one like this. As you can see, we've got new ones opening up. She's got a few flower heads on her, so the lace cap oriental is just sensational, as she has been for months now. As you know, I've shown you her so many times, but she's beautiful. I do kind of want to go down into the orchard, but maybe we'll save that for tomorrow. And these, look at this beauty. That one, and then this one here. And this plant's starting to get its flowers too. Oh, everything's looking really good. I'm really happy with how it's all going. I just need to get in here. It is, I think I said to you already, it has rained every day for the last 4 to 5 days, I think. Today's the first day it hasn't actually rained, but it has been super cloudy all day. I don't know if you can tell by the light, but it is actually quite late in the afternoon. It's about 3:30, so I've definitely missed the gardening window, and I'm just putting my lunch in the oven. I've changed my mind. Let's head down to the orchard. As I alluded to at the garden centre, the orchard is going to have a massive refresh. I've got heaps of ideas for down here that I'm really excited about, but we're going to finish off the front patio first. I also probably will come down here tomorrow and I want to cut some of these flowers. Oh my gosh, and I have plans for the cut flower garden. It's going to be so the next few months is just going to be magical. I'm really excited. I've been mentioning to you that a dwarf navel orange is going to be moving out to the front patio. It's this one here, this little fella here. So this is fairly brand new orange tree, and I'm really keen to just create a walkway kind of area here, and it's in the way. So I'm going to be able to walk down through to all the berries. I'll explain more about the orchard kind of transformation when we get to that point. But for now, we'll kind of just stick, I think, with the front patio project. We'll do one thing at a time. All the blueberries are starting to change colour, and I've been getting more flowers. The raspberries looking good. All new shoots. We've got berries. Oh, I've got some berries. Look, look, I've got a berry, and I've got a couple of little ones in here ready. Oh, I'll be able to harvest those. So exciting. And I've got more flowers you can see here coming up. Oh, it's doing really well. I just need to get those gloves on and try and thread it back through here a little bit. even just this short little walk through the garden I found that very calming. It's been one of those days. But I am, as I said, I've just popped my very, very late lunch. I wouldn't mind, this is actually a sprinkler head here. I think we need to move that as well, maybe like over a little bit, just to try and keep this as like a proper pathway. But this little fella is going to be moving. And look, she's got buds on her already. The weather has been so crazy. We've had so much rain at this time of year when we normally never get rain. Winter is usually sort of the dry season for us, but we've had so much rain and it's actually been quite unseasonably warm. So I think all the plants are super, super confused. Anywho, I'm gonna head in, have my lunch, and then we should have pretty much, there's only a few other little pieces that I need for us to finish off pretty much the main patio. So we'll do that maybe together tomorrow. Well, good morning. Another day, another garden centre. So we're sort of just out and about collecting the last little bits that I need to finish off the patio. We need, oh, the stepping stones are over there. And one of the tiles has cracked. One of the big stepping stone tiles has cracked out the back where the potting shed is. So just having a little look around and just seeing what we can find. But the stepping stones I want for the patio project are over here. And I think it's these back ones that I normally get. I reckon I need maybe like 3 of these. So I'm going to grab some of those and then I might just have a little look at the sort of larger slate stepping stones. Whilst we're here, we're also going to pick up some of these sandstone rocks. Long story, but you'll see in the coming videos. I'm wanting to do some stuff in the orchard and I'm going to need heaps and heaps of these rocks. So it'll be multiple trips to this landscape centre, but we'll maybe just pick up a few now while we're here. So we're hitting all the garden centres this morning for inspiration for pots for the fruit trees, but we picked up this gorgeous urn for the front patio. There's a specific place in mind that I want it to kind of go in the garden bed. So it doesn't look like much now, but it's going to look gorgeous in the garden. I love that. I love the finish of it. So off to the next garden centre. Oh, I'm hopeful that they might have some pot options. They've got a lot of cement pots, but I don't want cement. I'm looking for fiberglass pots for the fruit trees, but I do want something with some surface area at the top. So anyway, we'll have to kind of just see how we go, but just driving along the range now and heading to the, what are we up to, the 2nd of today? Possibly the 4th, 5th, 6th of this video. Lots of garden centres in this video. Okay, so just gonna have a little look. Pardon? No, like the black and that. Do you reckon they're fiberglass? Just saying to Mum, like the black ones. Not that I would want a black one, but like I'm just wondering if this is like a fiberglass or a concrete or... Because like down here, like one of these could potentially be all right. Like this? For the fruit trees. Do you think? Like not this big one, but like this size?
For the fruit trees.
Not those fruit trees. The other fruit trees in the orchard. Mum's forgotten. I shall pause this video and I'll re-update her. It's a very pretty garden centre and we have a gorgeous day today. Blue skies finally. Some really beautiful areas. They've got like rainforesty kind of areas, like full shade, sun. They had fruit trees. That's like all your shade loving plants in there. That's through there. These pots, they're nice, but they're all sort of a concrete. I'm hoping they might have more sort of fiberglass over here maybe. I mean, these look better. But that kind of looks like terracotta. I don't really want terracotta necessarily either. Not the sort of pots that I'm looking for, but how nice are these? Like, look at this one here on like the little pedestal with the, that's so pretty. Look at the fish. It looks like it's pregnant. Look how like fat the fish are. Oh, I can barely swim. We're at the next garden centre and we've just spotted these. They are so pretty, and I think the wisteria is going to have to come out, so we're thinking this could replace it. Well, it has been a day, let me tell you. I think I left you in the garden centre, I think maybe the third garden centre of the day. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any pots that were suitable for what I needed them for. But that's all right, we will pivot and we'll find something else. And basically just came home, got everything out of the car, and then I had some admin, had a brief amount of time this afternoon, and Pip has just been dropped off at home. Her family are coming home probably about another half an hour or so, so I've just gotten back from dropping her off. And I thought I would give you a very quick kind of current state of the patio. I ended up moving the lavender over here. I think it'll get a little bit more sun, and hopefully you can see this. Look, we've got some flowers, lavender flowers starting. This has also been top dressed, which is nice. The irrigation, you can see there's just 2 little irrigation points in there now. I would like to get some of the pine bark mulch on top, but for now, I think that's looking really nice and fresh. So much better than what it was looking like before. So very happy with how that's going. I've got the stepping stones that we picked up sort of first up this morning. Had a little kind of rejig of the pots. The stepping stones are going to end up just down here. This will need to be kind of weeded, and then I'll do like a stepping stone here, here, and then here to kind of go down. And then I want to kind of plant up around. I was having a bit of a play with the pots here for the 2 citrus trees. I think that this looks okay. I think I'm kind of happy with this. So once I get a chance, we will plant those up together. I'll sort of show you my process because I'm going to be doing the perlite, the pine bark mulch, and then the soil as like a bit of a mix. And then what else is happening? Oh, placed this. This is looking really good. I'm very happy. This little corner needed something, and plants have just not done particularly well. This ground cover, the trailing violet, does great, but just felt like it needed something with a bit more presence in this location, and that urn is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Really happy with how that is looking. But otherwise, everything else is sort of looking, I've got all the dirt ready to go. Everything's looking really nice. But I think I'm going to say goodbye to you for today. Sorry to leave you in suspense. I hope you have enjoyed spending the last few days with me. And I'm going to bid you farewell, and I will see you next Wednesday. I think what we'll be doing next Wednesday is getting the stepping stones in, clearing this. Fingers crossed, I'm really keen to get some planting done down here, and I desperately want to get the 2 citrus in. And I've got the dwarf delphiniums I want to plant up, as well as a Spanishized lavender that I kind of want to plant up, and I think will kind of end up in this little section here. So we'll probably be doing that next Wednesday. I'll see you then. Bye.